Hello and welcome to our channel, Tech Expert Tutorials. In this video, we'll explore harnessing the power of DeepSeek VL2 for Optical Character Recognition, or OCR. DeepSeek VL2 isn't your average OCR engine. It's a cutting-edge vision language model that not only extracts text from images, but also understands the context of that text within the visual scene. Even more, this model can answer general questions about the image, such as what is contained in the image, spatial relationships, and even infer the overall theme or purpose of the visual content. This opens up exciting possibilities beyond simple text extraction, allowing us to build intelligent applications that can understand document layouts, interpret handwritten text, and even caption images while recognizing the text they contain. In this video, we'll walk through a practical Python example of using DeepSeek VL2 for OCR, showcasing its capabilities and demonstrating how you can leverage its multimodal understanding for your own projects. We'll cover everything from setting up the Python environment, loading the model, and processing images, to extracting and interpreting the recognized text. So, whether you're a seasoned developer or just starting your journey with OCR, this video will equip you with the knowledge to unlock the potential of DeepSeek VL2. Stay tuned until the end, where we show how accurate this model is. Okay, let's get started. First, we will set up a Python environment for our application using VS Code and Conda. See our previous video for more details on how to get started with these applications. Link in the description below. We start by creating a new environment, naming it DeepSeek-AI. We use Conda Forge as a source for our packages, as it has a large selection of packages and versions. Next, to use the environment, we have to activate it. Then we install packages. We can install several at a time. This is suggested in order to get packages that are compatible with each other and avoid conflicts. We install PyTorch separately. This will take a while to install, and we need to ensure we have version 2.0.1 in our environment. Then we use pip to install some packages. These are only available from pip. Eventually they'll be available in Conda, but pip has more cutting-edge packages available. We install the transformer package from the Git repo for Hugging Face. DeepSeek models and packages are changing often, and transformers needs to be current. Then we install Xformers. Next, since we have an NVIDIA GPU card on our PC, we install the GPU or CUDA versions of Torch to handle tensor processing in GPU. Finally, we need to install the DeepSeek VL2 package from GitHub. We do this by cloning the repo, then we install the libraries that are included. We are using a Jupyter notebook in this demo, so we need to set up this environment to be available as a Jupyter kernel. Once this is set up, we can select this environment now. Click on the upper right corner and change the base kernel to DeepSeek-AI. We import Torch for processing the model. This package works with GPUs, if available, tensors, gradients, and other neural networks functions that our model needs. This code may need to run on a CPU-only box, so we detect the device to use, either CUDA/GPU or CPU, and set it accordingly. We are using the causal LM function from transformers. This library is used for loading pre-trained models, including initial configuration for that model. The Pillow library processes and manipulates images to help improve the accuracy of the model. We also use two libraries from DeepSeek models. DeepSeek VL2 processor prepares your input data and converts it to the format the model expects. DeepSeek VL2 for causal LM downloads the model to our cache directory, then interfaces with the model, both sending input and receiving output. We also load an alternate image library, but we won't be using it in this demo. You can use this later for testing different images and formats on your own. When we run this, we can see CUDA is available and will be used. The model we will be using is a VL2-tiny version, which is around 6 gigs in size. This model is fully capable of handling the images we will be processing. We tell the model what version we will be using. Then we set up a tokenizer, which is used to take plain text and convert it into something the model understands. Most NLP models are built using tokens or numerical representations of words. Next, we download the model to our local cache. This works best if you run VS Code in admin mode. As you can see, this model took about 16 minutes to download all the files. Here's the cache directory with all the models that have been downloaded, including the one we are using today. Now, we move our model to the GPU, then change the precision to save on memory, and set this to model eval mode. Eval means we are using the model for inference. We are not training the model. Here we are setting the image that we want to analyze along with a prompt or question for our model. We will be extracting the text from this image of a driver's license. There are several different colors and sizes for the fonts, which should be a good test for our model. Next, we create a variable that contains all the information our model needs, including the role we are using, the content which includes our image and prompt, the processed image, and the role for the model to take. Then we load and prepare this variable and set some configuration. Here, we are running an encoder to extract the embeddings from our input. This code runs the model to get the response. The model can be trained or ran for inference. We downloaded a pre-trained model so we can use the inference directly. When training, we would remove the no gradient line. Also, the no gradient option saves time and memory. Setting the size of the max new tokens depends on the size of the input and response. We set this to 2048 for now. If our answer was cut off or truncated, we would need to increase this value. Now, we need to convert the output from the model to a human-readable format, using tokenizer decode. Finally, we print the output. We see some text that we saw in the image earlier. For a side-by-side comparison, we use the split screen in VS Code. Comparing the two, we see that most of the extraction was very accurate, with a few mistakes. Ears should be eyes, and the model skipped a line with the number 9 and class of A. Also, most models of this type are not able to extract the text that is printed vertically, such as sample and 123 here. Overall, this model test was over 95% accurate, with a little tweaking of the image and prompt. This could be improved. Now, let's try a different image, one where the text is more uniform in size, shape, and color. We change the notebook to use this image and prompt, then run the code again. We hit Shift-Enter several times to rerun the code. When the model finishes, we see that this took around 30 seconds total. If you want this to run faster, you would need a larger GPU card, one with more memory. Here is a side-by-side comparison for the store receipt. This model found all the text except for the very small text near the top. This text is fuzzy even to our eyes, so it's not surprising the model will have trouble reading it. For the second test, the accuracy was around 98%. There are a few other models that would have similar accuracy, such as cloud-based OpenAI and open-source Anthropic Claude. See our previous videos on these models, link in the description below. We will be testing the Alibaba Qwen model in the near future. We expect similar results for Qwen. We will also be creating a video comparing these models to each other. Okay, that's all we have for today. Thank you for watching our video. As always, questions and comments are welcome. See you next time.